Live.
Okay, we are live.
Yes. So, why did CBEX happen? Right? Thank you for joining us on this episode of Diaspora Lounge. We're talking about CBEX, and CBEX isn't the first of these things. We've had these things over and over and over. And in fact, people are already talking about when the next one will be, and that Nigerians don't learn. Let's just start the conversation already. Thank you for joining us. Say hello, give us a like on YouTube. And I don't know if we're live on Facebook. I don't think we are yet. I'm just going to go back into the studio with the guests, Tony and Sheye. All right.
Hello.
Without any waste of time, why would you say that CBEX happened? I have my own theory, my own belief. What do you think?
Um, let me try to go first. So, CBEX, for the benefit of those who do not know, is one of those investment platforms, like many before it, that unfortunately turned out to be a scam. The promoters pitched it as a very lucrative investment opportunity, and a lot of Nigerians
Hi,
flocked there
Debbie.
and put their money, only to be burned eventually, as it happens with most of this get rich quick scams. So why did CBEX happen? I don't think there is one particular reason one can allude to. I think it's a number of different factors. For us in Nigeria, a likely reason might be, first, the high rate of poverty in the land, and then the rate of unemployment, which we know is high. I took time to check some statistics before coming here, and I would like to read some of my findings. So, according to the data from World Poverty Clock is a web tool produced by the World Data Lab. According to this clock, the number of people living in extreme poverty in Nigeria rose from 86.9 million in 2018 to 93.7 million in 2019. Now, that particular instrument does not have the more current um, readings, but if you were to go by the jump between 2018 to 2019, from 2018 to 2019, you can extrapolate that that number would only have increased. So it means that we have a significant number of our over 200 million population, as at last census count, or estimates of the population in the country, living in poverty. Now, another more recognized source of data, the World Bank, said that 4 out of 10 Nigerians live in poverty, and millions more are vulnerable to fall below the poverty line as growth of the economy slows, and it is also not inclusive. So I'm starting by saying, one of the reasons why this scams or investment scams continue to happen in Nigeria might be connected to the poverty level and the high rate of unemployment. But it is much more than those. There's also the factor of greed, as a lot of people, just to seem to want to get rich quickly, they do not do the due diligence when these investments are being pitched to them, to find out whether they are, trustworthy, reliable investment companies, but they are only concerned about the promised returns on investment, which in most cases are very bogus and unrealistic. So you find that people move from exhilarating highs about, the prospects of this investment to very, very steep lows, as we saw in the case of CBEX. I will just leave it here for now because there are other dimensions to this. Like I said, we can't say that there is one particular reason because it's a number of different factors. And there are other more personal issues that I would like to delve in later. But for now, let's hear from others.
Shaya, thank you,
Oh,
Tony.
okay.
Shaya,
Um,
why did CBEX happen?
all right. When you prepare your answers, and then by the time you find yourself in the rigor, I mean, in the intellectual rigor, you discover that sometimes you just want to discard your prep and like, okay, let's even flow with what we have on ground. At a time like this, I miss Prof. And when I mean Prof, I mean Bishop. Bishop will have come from the biblical angle and will have dissected why John and Jonah. So I will have loved that perspective too. But then, my dear Bishop is not. I'm sure he's listening to us, or he will listen to this.
Shaya, you sound like you didn't prepare. You sound like you're gathering, but I know that you have a lot to say. Why don't you just give us
Okay,
the news?
let me start from what my juggernaut friend here said. You understand? He was saying, he had to look at it from the aspect of poverty. But then I want to look at it that I stand to disagree with that anyway. That is not poverty. Because if you want to look at it very well, let's look at our purchasing rate. How do we spend money as a people? Let's put ourselves vis-a-vis with a country like Japan. At least you know that most developed nation under this planet Earth is still Japan. And then they are very wealthy. In fact, it's the first world country. But you know that they do not spend their money anyhow. They hardly spend. In fact, they don't change. You understand what I'm saying? If you go to the Japanese house, you discover that they are using box, whatever. It is in this part of the world that we're like, okay, is this thing that they are using now? We will shift to that side, neglecting the other traditional things that are still useful. So what am I trying to say? It is like it's a cultural thing. Because if you understand Yoruba very well, you discover that in our oriki, what they call oriki in the English. Um,
I'm sorry,
anyway,
I can't help you there.
oh, okay. I will recall it now. You understand? They would
I get
like
that.
sometimes they say I'm Aguton. Is it Aguton now? Yeah, Yoruba. I'm very. They say whatever they are saying that he does not even change his clothes. They expect you that whatever you wear now, you don't repeat it. You get what I'm saying? Like now, Ebenezer Obey said, Aláwo má jayé ẹ̀yin lẹ́mọ. Àwọn tó láyé lánàá dà wọ́n ti kú. If you have money, that money is meant to be flaunted. You understand what I'm saying? Now,
Mm.
look at all that. Look at Igbo particularly. They love to flaunt wealth. That's why the bride price and everything is high. And the people have not even looked at it like, okay, times have changed. You let's modify it. They no send you. Go and look for money. So I'm trying to say is that in more. I think it's like our way of life. We want to meet up, we want to move. That's why we have that word, that coin, like, that word now, I pass my neighbor. I better pass my neighbor. You must always correlate yourself with your next whatever. So, how do you meet up with those demands, with this pressure? So, whatever is, when I say it's our way of life, look at it. It's the same thing if you decide to go to church. Sometimes they tell you, pay this, you have this. It clicks with that inner energy in you, okay? Pastor say, okay, if I should drop this, I'll get this. It's the same thing. You go to maybe traditionalists, they'll tell you, oh, no, it means that they are still bringing in. Don't worry, just use this money. Something is going to bring money for you in Akoshaka, as in one big bag. Can you not see the handwriting? There's a correlation between there's this pattern, behavioral pattern. That's okay. Even in school, some
I
people
can
like
see
they
it.
will
Yeah,
know.
very valid point.
So it's how it's in us. If that thing is not coming, give it to me. It's the same thing politically. If anybody is just a mad and is this person like, okay, okay, give you little coins, and then you now look at, okay, this man that has given us little coins, as against the guy that has given you transformer, that have been doing something that you know, people will focus the person that is making coins. They will gamble with it. So I feel it is in us. That's why I feel they will come over and over because there will always be this it will always resonate with our inner nature. By the time they bring another scam, you understand? That's just let me
Yeah,
just drop it for now.
very, very good points. Very good
Yeah.
points.
Just like Tony said that there are several points, right? So, and not
Yeah.
just one point. Yeah. I mean, I
Okay.
think that the obvious one would be poverty. But I would really be in a hurry to even discard the one of poverty because many people who already have, in fact, to be able to get into this thing, you need to invest something, right? So even people who already have, somebody said something yesterday, and that thing struck me because I went on Facebook. I was on a page where people are having serious issues and they're looking for solutions. And we're talking about life and death solutions. And I noticed that somebody on that page left a comment telling people, directing people to go somewhere to a resource to get help. And the name did not match the profile because I was looking from afar and it looked like this name I'm seeing is of this race, but the profile is of a different race. So I tapped on the profile to go and look at it. And then I found out that even on the person's page, this person has no business at all with what they're talking about recommending. And I realized that this person is probably going to places like this where there are vulnerable people who are looking for this type of help and posting things there for them to go there to go and so that they can take advantage of them. Then I wrote to
Okay.
the admin of the page, I want you to please check this person out, check this profile out. I think this profile is trying to scam people. Let's just check and be sure. And then I realized that when I went to message that admin, because I'd never even talked with the admin before. When I got to the admin's profile, I saw that the admin's profile was full of information because they really want to help people regarding that issue. So that's what that admin is about, right? So you will now know that somebody else is coming here for just to target people. This other person has the real heart. They want to help people about this thing. So I was just telling a friend of mine because we're discussing scams like this. And he said, you know, all of it is that people are ready to do anything. People are ready to do anything because they want to get, because they want to get. So and I started thinking about it and I went even deeper than just the surface. It's not just you want to get. Why? Because when you have something that you're dealing with, usually we're looking at the surface. But why? Why do you want to do that thing? And the reason is simply because I just came to the realization that I think this whole thing is like going back to the battle between God and the devil. It's like you want to be looked upon, especially you want to arrive so that people can admire you, so people can look at you as,
Which,
the
which God
person
and
has
the devil are you talking about, please? Which
the
God and the
same God
devil?
and the devil explanation that we have,
Were
right?
you at the were you at the battleground?
I mean, what I'm trying to say really is,
Okay.
we know that some of those things are allegories, right? Some of them are, do you understand what I'm trying to say? At the end
I
of the
do.
day, yes. So everything that we're doing, why are we doing it? Why are we doing
Why
it?
are we
Because
doing it?
even people
Should
who
we
have
should we should I answer that question?
answer.
All right. To anything that you are doing in this world, I just research has shown it over and over. It
Mm,
was Stig Friedman, I think. Yeah, he was the philosopher that said you are doing this. Anything that you are doing in life is boiled on just two things:
mm-hmm,
to be respected, you
mm-hmm.
understand, and for opposite sex. Just go and look at
Okay.
it very well. When I
And
mean
opposite
opposite
sex,
sex,
that one sounds a bit
well,
far.
you may not. You know, there are some factors that will have layers and layers and layers and layers. You
Okay,
understand
okay,
what I'm saying?
okay,
How
okay.
about when you say opposite sex? How about people in this day that identify as
Mhm.
one thing?
It's still their
Well,
opposite.
I
This is
mean,
still their opposite sex.
whatever, their partner.
Yes.
Okay, you understand? So when you're saying why are people rushing into all these scams and whatever, is because they want to be respected. They want to be somebody in life. It
Tony, do
could
you
be
see where
greed.
this is going? Do you see what he's saying now? It is that you are
No,
looking for admiration. Wait,
I,
remember
Of
to-
that
course.
conversation?
I totally understand. I totally understand, and I agree that, to a large extent, beyond the economic um, indices that are bleak for a country
Okay.
like Nigeria, scams don't only happen in poor countries. Oyimbos are being scammed every day. It's not
Every day.
because of
Yeah.
We have
like
we
like
have lots of CBEXs right
like
now, right here.
you rightly said,
Okay.
it's not just because of poverty. So that's why I said it's not one thing, right? It's
Okay.
many different things.
Okay.
But you can take out poverty from there. You can take out the level of
Absolutely.
unemployment that forces people to just want to do anything that they see. The next, when you've been so trampled upon and opportunities are very, very limited, the next thing you see, you just want to jump at it because you want to
But
leave the
beyond that, are you aware
yeah,
that
I
a lot
know.
of people did their findings, did their researches before plunging into this? Are you aware?
No.
Yes. So no, Uzo, he's
Hmm?
right. There are
No, I say
people
I'm not aware.
there are people
Okay.
who actually what's the word, people who actually, like you explained, somebody has a platform and really wants to do good. There's a case recently, another of this investment um, propositions.
Platform.
Some guy said that he had a business proposal to help market women with soft loans, like small loans. And this was how he sold it to investors. You're not only going to be making returns on your investment, you are going to be helping people who
People.
ordinarily would not have money to be able to scale their businesses, right? So someone comes selling something to you that appears to be from a genuine place, and you see it because you have a good heart and you identify with this touted benefit of this
Okay.
scheme, you now support it because, of course, the way they sold it. But it turns out, or as this particular one, I think the name of the company is called Imagine Global Solutions. The person, after paying a few market women and luring more people to come in, paying returns on investment a bit, next thing, he just withdrew all of the money, about 22 billion I heard, and disappeared into thin air. And we've seen that happen over and over again. So it's not in all cases that people jump at things because of a get quick rich thing. It's not in all cases. Some people genuinely are investing or putting their money in this investment propositions to be able to do some good.
Okay.
Unfortunately, the
I feel
promoters have
I feel we
sinister,
should I
sinister
feel we should
motives
talk
as
about
well.
the their methodology, their mode of
Mm-hmm.
operation. I
Okay.
think we should talk about that.
Which
It is
is
from there you will now be able to see, okay, you may not necessarily have to blame some investors. Number one thing that they do is the first thing that they will do is to pump money into adverts. You understand? You just see the adverts and whatever, and they create a beautiful site that you will click. In fact, do you know what they do? They buy an old site and they will now develop it. You understand? By the time you go to the site, you're like, okay, this site has been for years.
okay.
It gives you, you have the, I mean, it calms your
Confidence.
nerves and like, okay, this is
Okay.
an existing site for years.
Okay.
They will do that. Another thing is that they will create an avenue for employment. Truly, they must have staffs. You understand? and then they will
Digital
now
code.
have a very solid customer relation or customer care unit. You understand? By the time you are calling to make inquiry, the way, and the funniest thing is that those customer care do not know the motive or the rationale behind all these facet that you see, that you now feel okay. So they feel okay, I've gotten a job. All right, I must deliver. And then it's well monitored. Well, I mean, they have good QA, quality assurance. You have all that. Good customer relation. And then 24/7, Papa, you call, they pick them, but like, in fact, they follow up the cases. You understand? When you have issues, you have cases, they do that. I mean, they are so good at it that some of the customer care, they too invested their money, meaning the money that they got back from the, it's a big syndicate, it's a big scam, as in well tailored, well organized scam. So you may not outrightly blame the people. And another thing that I observed was
Okay.
that is the environment. You understand? Environment. When you create an environment that does not, take for instance, one of my, I wrote it on my Facebook. I was talking about, we were talking about discussing the CBEX, and I correlate it with all this our online bank. I am not saying they're bad. Let me tell you one thing about OPay, for instance. I'm not advertising for them. If you're trying to send money from your bank to another bank, if the bank have issues, network issues or glitch or whatever, it's going to notify you. There's no traditional bank that have that access. That you want to send money, that will tell you that don't not send money now because there is glitch, there's a network issue. They don't have it. Your money will just hang. Then in fact, sometimes it takes months for you to go
True.
and claim your money that you ought to have been refunded less than within 24 hours. And guess what? All this online banking, once you do it, if there's a glitch, relax, you get your money back without complaining. Now, this is my fear. The tariff is so low, almost like you understand. They are good at that. And then the system is so super, top notch. You understand? You want to transfer money, forget it. Less than few seconds, the person will receive it. You understand? Smooth transaction. Now, I was trying to buy what a voucher for my meter. You
Electricity.
understand? PSCN, and I discovered that I got the whatever, I couldn't load it. After trying for 2 days, I had to like buy another one. You understand? I tried that. It goes, and then over time, and I decided, okay, let me take this thing to OPay to go and complain about this thing, this voucher has not entered. And I took it to the office. Immediately, they corrected it. And I came home, I loaded it. But this is my fear. On getting to the office, for instance, I discovered that they had only one long loan table, and all their staffs just brought in their laptop. It was there, and one standing AC. I don't have issue with that. But the typical Nigerian in me, I'm like, what of if this thing should go bad? Well, we going all this traditional bank, we can still rush to the bank and still shout, and then, I am saying that's what they have. And I don't trust my own country, not those people. Like Open, I cannot go to solid country and then take away people's money without the government of that country fighting for the people. Who will fight for you and I if our money should disappear? So I am saying environment. You understand? Because even in traditional banks, sometimes they'll just take your money and then you complain and complain and complain. So that's just my take on that. Environment matters too. Our
Environments.
environment is an enabling environment for such.
We have those things here. We have those
I
things are
understand
happening
that
here.
part. You don't get what I'm saying. Now let me give you this. This one happened late last year. Tony will know about a banker that stole money. First bank, first bank, and billions, and he disappeared with his family into thin air up to tomorrow. They can't trace him. You can carry that huge money and you are telling me you're untraceable. It's not possible. But then, up to now, we don't know the whereabouts of such gentlemen. So this is my point. Our
There's
own
nothing.
environment here.
Don't describe people like that as gentlemen. It's not a
Oh,
gentle. There's nothing gentle about somebody who has the heart to steal
Abi,
people's hard-earned money and not gentle at all.
of course, you are very correct.
Yeah. I think all those things you said are actually true, but for the title that we have for this thing, why CBEX happened, it's understandable why you are talking in the direction that you are talking. However, I would like us to now also take into consideration the fact that these things happen here as well, right? And there are the people who maybe somebody has brought a cause that is a good cause that you want to
Sorry,
you
Uzo,
want to
when you
help.
say here, for the benefit of those who don't know, what do you mean?
Oh, okay. I'm talking about in North America because I'm in North America, right? So
Sorry, what did you say?
I lost my train of thought.
What did you say? You are saying you are talking of North America. We can as
You were
well
trying
talk
to
about
say that
we can as well talk about West Africa,
we should just limit
or we
to
talk about
Nigeria.
Sub-Saharan Africa. Where are you? Where are you calling us from?
Okay, what I want to say is besides those ones, those are I think that
Did you hear what I?
those are not the general reasons why people. What are you saying?
No, don't mind
Ask
Share. It's just
Tony.
looking for your trouble. Go
Ask
ahead,
Tony
Uzo.
now.
Those are not the general reasons why people. Okay, we're talking. So for the purpose of this conversation, we're talking about the people who generally go to invest in these things, not the ones who are trying to help a good cause, which come up sometimes. So generally, why do people do these things? I think we nailed it before, but Tony, you know that I am biased because I already told you that my understanding of it is that there is it's like there's something that you're looking for in life, right? The something that you're looking for in life, you're not, and you want that validation from other people because yeah, sometimes it's someone who's just looking for extra pocket money because they really need it. But generally, even when you get into this thing, even people who are comfortable getting into it and then put in more money again. I've done it. So it's not as if I'm talking at people or I'm talking to people. Instead of being satisfied and going away with the money that you got initially, you now go and put more because you want more. So this is something that we have to be conscious about. Why are you doing that? You are looking for more. Why are you looking for more? Probably you want to use
Because
it,
you want to pay your bills.
but it's beyond paying your bills now
Your take
because
home can't your take home can't take you home. So you
even
need
when you pay your bills,
side
even when
hustle.
you pay your bills, right? Even people who pay bills are always. Somebody sent me something yesterday about people who have an airstrip somewhere in, is it Kogi or Gobe or somewhere, right? And it was like, look at how evil this is. And then as I was about to send it to other friends, I started thinking, oh, but this my friend is probably going to do this if he had the chance. Or even you who sent it to me, you will do this if you had the chance, right? And these are not people who are hungry, right? So what I'm trying to say is, where does contentment come in? We are just not human beings. We just refuse to be content. And that is why we
Okay.
continue to suffer, right? Because why do you want those extra things? Because you can have a car now. Instead of being happy with the car you have, you want to upgrade it. And just like you said, because you're looking for respect, you're looking for validation, we're looking outside. And that still means that your self-love cup is not full. Tony will now laugh when I say
Yeah,
your self-love cup is not full. Hmm?
but
Should
also
I have
I
something to say?
I have a little
I remember
issue.
something now.
Okay, Shaya, go ahead.
Okay. I remember something now. Do you know that in my church, some group of investors they came and they addressed, they discussed with the Jew, and then he invested and he felt, okay, this is an opportunity to involve people. they came in the form of they have a cassava, acres of land of cassava, and then you only pay, you see your portion, and then do you know what? Lo and behold, they have vast land. You understand? And they're like, okay, you can't plant cassava on your own. You just pay, and they start doing the planting, the whatever. They did that process. They started well. That's some of it. That's why I want to point out that some of these things, I'm not talking of CBEX, really. I'm saying some of these things are not scam. Some are like, okay, and then the process, they're like, oh man, this is an opportunity to cut away with people's resources. That's what I'm saying. If you have a good system that can track people down, it will force people to behave. And then do you know what? And some will, in fact, I knew some folks that will always go to that place to monitor their own portion. Lo and behold, it's scammers. So,
Lo and behold, what?
and then they scammed us.
Okay,
These
yeah, yeah,
people
yeah.
are these people are
I, I
Christians.
I
Oh.
think what you're trying to say is that
They have a
sometimes,
system that
sometimes,
will always and forever beat you. They have a system. At some point, they did livestock. This one, piggery, they did that too. So if you are looking at it from angle, okay, this one, I don't even want to mention it. You meet them at City Mall. You meet them at cinema halls and all that. You just come
Hemingway,
to important
what?
places that are like, okay, we want to invite you to have your own they have this safari whatever that you have your own
Hemingway, that's what
apartment
they're
there and
called.
everything.
That's the
Sorry, what
thing.
did you
It's
call it?
always
What
at
did you call it?
malls.
What did you call it?
Hemingsway.
Hemingway.
Hemingsway. They sell travel and tour packages.
Exactly, they've changed their names.
Always at
They've changed
malls.
their name. You
They
understand?
have.
After scamming people, they had to change their name.
I
Thank God
see.
he just said it.
Okay, so that our audience doesn't miss out what we're trying to say here, right? What we're trying to say is that sometimes they present a very legitimate looking business.
Exactly.
So you're not thinking that it's a scam at all. And I have fallen into that myself. A very legitimate looking one, which you can even call them, you can see all sorts of things in place. So you just go there, get yourself involved with them, and then the trouble starts.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So
So
I
it
want
comes
to.
in different packages.
Yes.
In
Thanks,
energy
Shaya.
sector, oil sector, agriculture, ICT, name it. Name
Okay.
it.
So I was going to respond to something Uzo said earlier, which is
Okay.
about people not being content and wanting more. I can understand if you're speaking about um, people who do get rich quick investments and get scammed. But you see,
Okay.
there are also those traditional um, instruments, the stock market. There are equities here and there. There are different, legit businesses that people do not because of a quick rich syndrome, but because they are genuinely planning, to multiply their finances or to plan for their future and all of that. And a situation where you do this, like stocks of reputable companies, say for instance, a Tesla, which everyone knows is a reputable company. And at some point, if you were an investor, you were considered a smart person. Now those stocks are down considerably. Are you going to say these people got burned because they did not do
Because they
their due
were
diligence?
no,
No, we can't
no.
say that. We can't also say it because they don't love themselves. So there's a thin
Thin
line.
line.
We have to
Yeah.
navigate it carefully. Yes, there are those who fall victims because of greed, because of the quest for external validation, because, like Shayes said, they want to impress, they want to be respected. There are people who fall into this category, but we can't use the same cloth to cover everyone, because there are
Mm,
those who do all their due diligence and are only doing what smart people do
mm-hmm.
and trying to invest their money wisely but
Mm-hmm.
still lose out. As everyone knows, the stock market is like that: high today, low tomorrow. Are we going to say that those people got burned
No, we're not
because,
talking about those types of people now. You know
yeah,
we're not talking about.
but there's still investment. So when you talk about people not loving themselves, it's a
Mm.
very, I don't know. There's a line there that we need to be careful
I
about,
see what
because
you're
not
saying.
all of these investments that reveal that side of people. I understand there's something to be said about, you know, somebody not being content and looking for respect and external things to give themselves worth and
Mm.
value. Looking for value, seeking external validation. There's that is a thing, and it's a big problem in our society. And I think Shaya, when he started, said it's like a cultural thing. That's why we have the better pass my neighbor. We're always in competition with the next person. We want to outdo the person. What is giving our lives meaning are fickle things, material things.
Mhm.
And so every lure of
Apt.
opportunity to flex, we will just fall for it, because it's feeding into what Shaya described, that our penchant for wanting to oppress the next person, to show to the next person that I'm better than you.
But
So
guess what?
this attractive packages that they bring to us, we easily fall for them because of that penchant that we have. Yes, that's a thing, and it's a problem. And a lot of us, myself inclusive, we need to check what our the indices that we use to measure our value, the value of our life, what our happiness is. We
Mm-hmm.
need to check that so that it is not tied to just external stuff, because through worth, it's not really what we own, right? It's not really what we own. It's something that comes from deep inside, that even Mahatma Gandhi, who was not like a colorful fellow, he's seen to be a rich person in, not in
Mm-hmm.
the way the world sees it. The monks who live a very
Simple.
um, simple life, they are wealthy in a sense, but not in the sense that, our capitalist world tries to sell to us. Also, you wanted to say something, so you don't lose your train of thought.
Yeah, I wanted to say two things. She said, I wouldn't agree completely with the greed or not being contented approach. The poverty in the country also contributes to this perspective. Oh, yeah, we talked about poverty already, but we're looking beyond that one, because that's an ordinary, that's a given, right? People who are hungry are going to always grasp at anything that is offered. So that one is yeah, it's already a given. Yeah, I was going to say two things. Actually, it is no longer our culture. It is now the world. It's now how the world is. Everybody is go, 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 grasping, and always wanting to show off, because we have things that started like Instagram, TikTok, and all those things, right? So we're not even conscious of what is happening to our consciousness.
Psyche.
We're all about, let me become and show everybody that I have become. And even if you're not going to show, you don't feel satisfied, even if you're doing it only for yourself. You don't feel satisfied if you don't see yourself as having achieved and attained. So I love everything that you guys said and everything that you just said in the last 2 minutes, because that's really where my mind, that's what I want us to focus on. If even if it's only five of us, even if it's only six of us, can become more conscious of, I'm not going to be with them in this race, right? And going back to what I was saying before, let me just say it like this: we wrestle not against flesh and blood. Honestly, I think yes, that's what I've just come to. I think again, back to when Shaya asked me, I'm talking about God and the devil. So let me just put it that everything that we're going through in life, everything that we do is that we're not even realizing what we're doing, right? We find ourselves following the trend and whatever is happening. We want to attain this. But we don't realize that instead of living our lives now and being happy and healthy, we just put ourselves under unnecessary strain, right? And it's like we are being conformed to the world. As I said to Tony, I said I'm no longer of the world though. I said to Tony yesterday, I'm not, you see all these things, I don't want to be involved in all these unnecessary struggles. It doesn't mean that one doesn't give yourself a pat on the back and say, I won't work hard or anything, right? But to just put yourself under this thing, tell me why you're doing it. The only thing that you're trying to do is to attain what other people will clap for you for, right? So if you want to continue in that direction, that's a burden that you put on yourself. I know that I wanted to say something else, but I can't remember.
On this thing that you
I, I,
said,
I have
sorry, Shaya, let
I
me
have
just
something.
quickly
Okay.
because it's on
Okay.
this same train of thought that Uzo just shared.
Okay.
That it's not just like a cultural thing over here. It's now like the world's culture, and you have the
Epidemic.
media fueling this, and certain people who are determining, what people place value on, determining and pressuring us without even knowing, to be seeking for these things as the things, external things, as the things that give our lives meaning. There's a documentary that I saw on Netflix that
Mm.
delves into these matters. It's called Buy Now, the
Yeah.
Shopping Conspiracy. Buy
Mm.
Now, the Shopping Conspiracy. How every day of our life we are bombarded with subliminal messages as to the things that we need to have to feel among. And we don't even know that it's happening to us. We just find ourselves, we want this, we want this, we want this, we want this. Why do we want it? Do we really, really, really need it? Or is it that we've been conditioned by society to think that if you don't have that thing, you have not arrived? So the aim of this documentary, which I would urge anyone who hasn't seen it to please try and see it, is to step back a bit from
Is it on
all.
YouTube?
It's on Netflix. On Netflix,
Thank you. I'm
Okay.
all
pinning it. I'm
all
pinning
of
it.
bombardment. Like we don't know. It's happening
Yeah.
so much. Before you know it, you are buying, buying, buying. We have a culture of amassing, 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 amassing. And then it's so bad that you are getting one now. Before you even had time to enjoy this one, they've released another one.
It's even
They
an
don't,
harassment.
they
Let me
It's
make
an
even
it
make a
harassment.
confession.
the
Let me
one
make a
that you have is
confession.
no longer good enough. You have to get the other one. And then before you know it, and then they are deliberately making things not to last
Not to
that
last,
long,
we'll
or
keep on
things without
buying.
parts that can be replaced.
Let me make
So
a confession.
Okay.
sorry, Uzo. I
Based
have
on
a
what you've just said, that they are making things not to last.
I
You
have
get
to,
what I'm
yes,
saying?
I have two
If he
printers.
decide, if he
One of
decide
the
to be using,
try to buy ink. Shey, hold on a second. The people told me it's better to buy a new printer because the ink for that printer is no longer available. So they deliver. I mean, printer that still works. The only issue is there's no ink, but I can't use it. I have to go and buy another one because they're deliberately not making the ink again, and they're making
Yeah.
newer models, newer models. So,
I
so
thought I
they
was going crazy with my printer, honestly.
they
when I,
keep
yeah.
just they keep just bombarding us with, and we don't know. They condition us, and we just join. It's just a mess. It's just, we need to stop and ask ourselves, all of these things, is external things that we are being fed, are they the things that really really give our lives meaning? Are they the things that really really um, make us happy? Who is deciding? Is it the celebrities on Instagram? Are they the ones that should decide for us what should make us happy? Are they the ones that should decide for us what we should own and what we should not own? Are they the ones that should give meaning to our lives? No, it should be something internal. I'll stop here. Shaya, please. You've been itching to talk, so please go ahead, Shaya.
uh, anyway, I think I must have lost that anyway. But then there's
Sorry.
something I want to say. Okay, and now I remember. I was trying to tell you that can you still, if you try to like, okay, I don't want to join the bandwagon. I don't want to join the herd instinct. I want to be different. Can you use your BlackBerry now? Absolutely no.
I can't,
The thing,
unless
hold
I'm not
on,
able to
hold on.
call people,
The
right?
thing, the thing that we have now will not work with that. The
Uh-huh.
thing, yes. Do you get
Yeah.
the drift now?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Now, I'm saying there's a, okay, let's even forget about individual. There's a revolution behind all this, and I will tell you. The revolution of is people like conspiracy. Yes, let's even target a conspiracy theory. Revolution of spying on every one of us.
Mhm.
Two things. Have you ever wondered why that all your cell phone that they curated, that they wiped off, you can detach the battery. All of a sudden, the ones that we have, you can't detach the battery. Even that, even if the phone should be off, it's still traceable. There's a reason behind that. And then all your gadget that you have at home, your washing machine, you discover that is AI. Oh, why would I need that? Because even my, if I on my Wi-Fi now, you'll be surprised that all my washing machine, it will see it.
Mhm.
I'm like, why? What's the essence of that? Oh, this, because what's the relevance of that? You get what I'm trying to say? Everything that we are now buying, that they are creating, that's why all of us, let's even use this platform as a case study. We've discussed cassava today, and what else have we discussed? You discover that, let's talk about products, like we've talked about BlackBerry or whatever. The product that we talked about, go and check your social media, is what you'll be bombarded with tomorrow. It's because they listen to everything that we are talking about. Not, I'm not even talking of this platform, whatever you have on your phone. That's why to any software that you have, you give them allowance, you give them access to your voice. So they have access to it. So beyond all this, even if you don't want to, you understand, you don't want to take, for instance, the way we are in Nigeria, okay, I still love my Pojo, I still want to be carrying my Pojo up and down. Nobody will tell you, you know, all right. By the time you move from Lagos to Ibadan, they now tell you there's no mechanic that can fix that.
Yeah,
You think twice. Oh. You think
yeah.
twice, like, okay, make a Kukuma get my Toyota Honda. And then by that, okay, look at another thing. And they're saying we may likely leave our oil powered vehicles and shifting to electric vehicle. If they're going to do that, it's going to be drastic. I mean, if they want us to, if they really want us to stop that, they will. They have that power. So we now discover that we'll follow suit. Even if we decide to like, okay, I don't want to join the bandwagon, you will on the long run. So that's just my take on
Okay,
that.
as far as we need it to be able to connect to the next person, we can't help it. But when we are making choices, I think the importance of our conversation is to remind us to be mindful that what we're doing, just like you
To be
think that you're
conscious,
making you
to
think
be
that you're making
conscious of it.
Be
yes, to be
conscious.
conscious.
Yes.
And the
That's
confession I was going to make, right? So I
Okay.
started, I joined one of these things, and speedily, without people asking me, just because I thought that I was making extra money, I started to tell people. I started to tell people. I mean, they didn't tell me, "Uzo, I'm looking for extra money." They didn't tell me that. I opened my mouth. Do you understand? I am calling them to come and join our cult of madness where we are never satisfied. I assumed that I was doing them a good favor. Do you understand? By going to go and tell them to come and add more stress to their lives. So
No,
we're
no,
not
no
even
stress. No
huh?
stress. Will you feel good if you have a better link and you refuse to share it with us? You thought you were doing what it was right.
That's what I'm saying, but we're
So
not conscious of what we're doing, right? I mean, who told me that they're not okay with what they had? They didn't ask me. They never told me at any time, Uzo, I'm looking for more money, right? So why am I going to? And you feel as if you're doing the right thing. So
did
it's
you
best
enjoy
that
the cool money? Did you enjoy the extra coins?
I know now. That was my motivation. But I didn't think.
Exactly.
I
I
wasn't
mean,
thinking.
now let me ask you this. That extra coins is not as if you can save it. You're going to use it to fill in some gaps. Did you get my drift? So you are not saving it. It's not saying, okay, I've gotten some extra coins. Let me just save it for future plan. No, You're gonna use it for filling some, maybe some people that will call you from Nigeria, for instance. Adam Wow, Gamas swallow cutlass. So you send money to us now, and I will pray for you. You get my
Okay.
drift.
I just the last thing that I want to add is because you're wondering what is the connection, what's our business with discussing CBEX. I think you all know that the platform is about conscious empowerment and
Okay.
mostly about relationships, right, with other people. And relationship with yourself is where your relationships with other people stem from. And so that's why I was bringing in that angle of your self-love cup is not full. That's why you don't feel content, and that's why you're looking for validation from other people by seeking extra, because you're trying to do some extra things to put yourself in a place where, I mean, I have my bed, I have my what don't I have? So let's just be mindful of those things, right? And thank
Okay.
you. You didn't do anything wrong telling people about what you do. Yes, thank you, WhisperNet. Yes, because my motivation was right, but I really was not conscious about the extra layers under which I want us to all be, right? So
Yes.
thank you, everyone. Yeah.
Let me say
Any
something
last
to
word?
that.
Mm,
To say
Okay.
something to that, Uzo, because you said offline, which I think is important.
mm,
Some things are not, clear cut, as in the case of civics, that this is a scam. We've talked about examples of some legit businesses that eventually people still get burned, right? The stock
Exactly.
market is a good example of that. High today, low tomorrow. Those are legit businesses. But talking about um, this ones that promise bogus return, unrealistic return on
mhm.
investment, we know how these things will end. We know that the early adapters are the ones who will probably make something out of it because they're only robbing Peter to pay Paul. At some point, it will reach its limit, and people lower down the chain will suffer. So, if you are trying to be one of the first people to cash out from these schemes, what does that say about you? Knowing that the money you are getting and enriching yourself today, it's going to be somebody's sweat
Yes.
and somebody's tears
No,
tomorrow.
no, no. That
Yes,
may be that may be very hard to swallow.
no,
I'm I'm going
because
to prove it to
those
you because
those
some
schemes.
early
I'm
investors
saying, I'm
too.
saying I'm saying it because there is no way you can prove that what they are promising. It There's no analysis that you can give to say an investment is able to give you
Sorry,
100% return on
Tony.
investment
That's
in.
why I was saying something that
Yes.
I miss Bishop,
Mm.
and I'm going to prove it to you. Don't mind the way my mind works, because
We love it. We love it. We love it.
if you are saying that they are selling hope, unrealistic hope for us, and we're
Oh,
subscribing to it, then why are you a Muslim? Why are you a
because we've been
Christian?
conditioned there.
Because as a matter of fact, they are selling what we know ordinarily that is not realistic. Take for instance, somebody tells me that I'm going to go to heaven, that is the streets are like that the streets are basically of gold, meaning on earth, yeah. Earth we know is full of sand. It doesn't have value.
Let me
So if you are
pause
telling
this
me I'm going to
thread.
walk,
Let me pause you. I love it. I love the direction you're going with this. But because we want to expand it. Okay, can you
let me
just finish
conclude. Let
it?
me conclude.
Round it up, and then
Let
let's
me
have
just
it as
conclude.
another conversation on another day because we must deal with it.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, no, finish the statement. And we have to do it
Yeah.
with Bishop with us, right?
Basically, somebody somewhere is telling me you're taking me to heaven. My house is in heaven. Don't forget the early slave. They told them, don't worry, you don't have to put on good garments. You don't have to put on shoes. And they even sang about it. I don't need no shoes. My master told me that when I get to heaven, I'm going to get a better shoe. So they don't worry. So it's still the same lyrics. It's still the same pattern. It's still the same style. They don't even change their style.
It
So
doesn't
somebody
change.
telling me, hold on, somebody telling me that I'm going to go to heaven later with gold. And the Queen of England, we all know that the palace is filled with our gold. And the Pope that said the last Pope that just died, somebody told me, he was humble. He did not have money. He cooked his
So
own
now
food.
you are a
He
naughty
was always,
boy. Look
he
at
was always at home with gold. I'm sorry. So I'm
ambition
saying
is
giving
not
us
here.
unrealistic hope is human nature, is human system, is human system. Even the doctors that are telling you, don't worry, you take this drug, it will cure you. There's no drug under the sun that cure anything. It's your body that works the magic. And then those drugs are not to cure anyway, they are to manage. If automatically the body now decide to heal it, it's your body, not the drugs. So it's the way, it's the pattern of the world. So
So,
if you focus on it,
I don't agree
if
with
you
that
focus
too.
on it on
Let's
economic
not
angle,
let's not sell
let's focus on it
misinformation.
from political angle.
No, no,
Look
that's
at what Baba
misinformation.
told us. Baba has
Drugs,
told us now.
drugs
Don't
work.
worry, máa gbé wálẹ̀, a máa gbé wálẹ̀. Ẹnu ẹ̀ la wà yìí o. We see that the matter now.
No,
Okay.
Shaya, we don't want
So it's
our
the pattern of
audience
the world anyway.
thinking that orthodox medicine is a scam. I'm not saying there are no big pharma companies trying to just feed fat. I'm not saying that's not a thing, but you see, those things that we use in nature to heal, those things are the constituents of some of these drugs also. So I'm not saying that big pharma, some big pharma don't have
No, no, I'm not
agendas.
focusing on drugs. I'm only trying to tell you. I was only trying to tell you that everybody is just selling hope.
Mm.
Everybody is just selling hope. We all
Okay.
know.
Right.
So in economics, what they taught us, look at it now. Take for instance now, they taught us all the mathematics that we've learned, HCM, LCM. What's irrelevant now? The mama that sell akara, it will only need four things: division, multiplication, addition, and subtraction. Lobaton, she don't collect her money, she's good to go.
Okay.
That's a
Right.
good
You know,
one.
we are busy drawing crocodile, no, not crocodile, cockroaches and lizard.
Yeah.
Why? Come on, they suffer
Dissect.
also.
Yeah. All right. Thank you very much.
Ah,
Yeah, me, I know that I forgot so many things because you guys started bringing other things into the conversation. Okay.
eh.
Let me tell you something. I don't know if you heard. Share. I sent something. I don't know if you saw it. Did you hear about where is Ejiro? Did you hear about it?
Okay, we're done with that. Are we entering the second phase?
Okay, so you saw it. Yeah. So thank you guys for being with us. We have another conversation that we're just going to. Oh no. Yeah, that we're just going to jump into, right? I don't know if you guys heard about where is Ejiro. Um, join us for that one, and you will see it come up on our channel.
Sorry,
We're
are
just
you
going.
looking at your system?
I'm looking at the
You are looking
audience,
at your
yes.
system.
Pretending to be looking
Are
at the
you seeing
audience
the
because
audience?
I can't see them, but
The
I'm
audience should
seeing
be
the chat.
directly.
So I'm looking at the chat. So
No, she's looking at the
Okay.
charts. We get the
Oh,
charts.
oh.
we're going to go into that. We just want to quickly touch on it, and then we'll be done for the day. Thank you so much for being with us on this one. All right. Bye bye. Thank you, gentlemen, for the contribution. Okay, let's go into that.